Hey everyone, hi, this is Rudransh, and today we'll be knowing about the James Webb Space Telescope. Let's start. So, the James Webb Space Telescope, or simply the JWST or the Webb, is a large infrared telescope with 6.5 meters primary diameter. The telescope was launched on an Ariane 5 rocket from the French Guiana in 2021. The specific date of the launch was 25th of December 2021. So the French Guiana, it is a French colony and lies in South America. Now let's go to the next slide. Now we will see some facts about the James Webb Space Telescope. It will be the premier space observatory for astronomers worldwide. It will extend the tantalizing discoveries, which are the interesting discoveries of the Hubble Space Telescope. So it can be said as the successor of the Hubble Space Telescope. It is an international collaboration among NASA, the European Space Agency or the ESA, and the Canadian Space Agency. It is the largest telescope ever placed in space, and it is 100 times more powerful than the Hubble Space Telescope. So the range of the James Webb Space Telescope is 100 times more powerful than the range of the Hubble telescope. Now let's go to the next slide. This is the continuation about the facts of Space Telescope. So it has to be folded in an origami style to fit inside the rocket and will unfold like a transformer in the space. So in the rocket, it is placed in a folded manner, and when it will go into the space, it will unfold itself and regain its original size. It has a five-layer sun shield that protects the telescope from the infrared radiation of the sun, earth, and the moon. So when we see about the space, there is no air or oxygen or any gas in there. So there will be direct radiations from the sun and the other celestial bodies like Earth and the moon. So the James Webb telescope can be burned because of that. So it needs something to protect it. So it has a five-layer sun shield which protects it from the infrared radiation of the sun, earth, and the moon. It has this sun protection of SPF 1 million. SPF stands for the sun protection factor. So it has a sun protection factor of 1 million. Now let's go to the next slide. With unprecedented infrared intensity, it will peer back in time over 13.5 billion years to see the first galaxies born after the Big Bang. So the Big Bang happened 13.8 billion years ago. So it can see up to 13.5 billion years before time and could find out about the first galaxies born after the Big Bang. It will orbit the Sun 1.5 million kilometers or 1 million miles from the Earth, and the Hubble orbits 560 kilometers above the Earth. So we can see the difference here between the James Webb Space Telescope and the Hubble telescope from the distance of Earth. Now let's go to the next slide. The James Webb Space Telescope was formerly known as the Next Generation Space Telescope, but it was renamed in the year September 2000 after a former NASA administrator, James Webb. Now, there is an instrument in the James Webb Space Telescope, which is known as NIR-SPSC Unrespect. It has programmable microshutters, which enables observation to 100 objects simultaneously. So, there are a lot of objects in space, so like this, but the James Webb Space Telescope can see and observe up to 100 objects at the same time because of this instrument. Now, the comparison of the James Webb Space Telescope and the Hubble Space Telescope. Let's start. Now, the Webb often gets called as the replacement for Hubble. So, the Webb is commonly referred as the replacement for the Hubble Space Telescope. But NASA prefers to call it a successor. After all, the Webb is the scientific successor of the Hubble. So, its scientific goals were motivated by the results from the Hubble Space Telescope. Now, Hubble science pushed NASA to look into longer wavelengths and go beyond what Hubble has already done. So it will not look what Hubble has already done. It will consider it as a base and will go beyond what Hubble has already done. So in particular, the more distant objects are more redshifted and their light is pushed from the UV and optical into near infrared. Thus, observations of these distant objects, like the first galaxies found in the universe, for example, requires an infrared telescope. So it is made infrared because the first galaxies of the universe, formed after the Big Bang, can be seen only by an infrared telescope. Now let's go to the next slide. Now this is the difference between a visible uh, object from our eyes and the infrared. This is from a nebula. Now let's go to the next slide. Now we will compare the sizes of the two telescopes. So the Hubble Space Telescope has length of 43.5 feet, which when we convert into SI units is 33.53 meters. Weight during launch is about 24,000 pounds or 10,800 kg. And weight post SM4 is about 27,000 pounds or 12,200 kg. This is about the Hubble Space Telescope. Its diameter at the widest point is 14 feet or 4.3 meters. Now, when we compare it to the James Webb Telescope, it is a large infrared telescope that was launched on the 25th of December 2021. There's a primary mirror that is 6.5 meters. So, as I told in the first slide, it is 6.5 meters and is composed of 18 hexagonal shapes segments. The telescope is about the same size as a tennis court and as tall as a three-story building. So the length and width of the James Webb Space Telescope is similar to a tennis court and its height is similar to a three-story building. Now let's go to the next slide. Now let us see how these telescopes look. So this is the James Webb Space Telescope or the JWST, and this is the Hubble Space Telescope. So you can see the difference here. This was an older model, and now due to the scientific advancements, we could see with the help of James Webb Telescope the older galaxies and the older solar systems formed after the Big Bang. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.